Right. Hi, my name's Angel.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Abby.
Nice to meet you, Abby. Today I will be interviewing you about community service. I'm going to be asking you what is your definition of community service, and then how you have been involved in community service in the past, and how you plan to be involved in community service in the future as well. So let's just start with what's your definition of community service? What do you think about it?
My simple definition of community service would just be volunteering in a certain location. But I think for me, it means more like providing opportunity and resources to people that don't have them.
Okay. So maybe rather instead of doing an activity, helping people help themselves in some way?
Kind of, yeah. So opportunity would be kids who don't know about college or how to get into college, or maybe that community college would be a good resource to get into a 4-year college, or so just educating them on that. So, and then also, what did I say? Providing resources. So that would be a resource towards education, or giving somebody without food. That's a more specific take on community service. That's how I like to participate.
That's actually really interesting, because most people just say, it's about doing something, but I think you're talking more about enabling something, someone to...
Yeah, to give them the opportunity to grow, because I was provided, my parents made me study. My parents, knew the information I was trying to study, and some kids aren't being told to study, and even if they are, their parents aren't able to help them. So I want to be able to, to help them, to give them the opportunities I had,
Okay, that's really cool. So how have you, what type of volunteer have you done?
So I actually haven't volunteered a ton in the healthcare setting. My only health-related volunteering has been as a mock patient. I've actually done that a bunch of times, randomly. But other than that, I've in college I did a lot with Big Brother, Big Sister. I taught them gymnastics. I went to bowl for kids' sake and roll for kids' sake, where you bowl with them or rollerblade with them. And I did a lot of random things in college. Similar to that, I did this walk for suicide prevention. We organized every year and raised money for suicide prevention. But I spent a summer in New York City, and I volunteered in Brooklyn. I coached soccer at a Methodist church, which was really fun, but very much out of my comfort zone, because I hadn't played soccer in 10 years. I was worse than all the kids, so it was more just I was supposed to be a leader and a mentor to them. And that summer I also volunteered with this organization called Churches United for Fair Housing, which was supposed to help with gentrification in Brooklyn, because that's a huge issue. So it was supposed to help. It was just so complicated. I have a hard time describing it, but I would attempt to translate Spanish forms to Spanish speakers, but I was just so bad at it. But they would the head of the organization would coach me, because I knew basic Spanish. I was able to do so I did that, and I would pass out flyers. I would go out to a church when it was ending, and I would hand out flyers to them, so people would, and they were, the people that were wanting to apply were just so enthusiastic about it. That was an interesting volunteer experience, because it was something I didn't know it was fair housing, so government subsidized housing, which I don't even think they have where I grew up. So that was interesting. And then one other big experience in between undergrad and med school, I was a tutor at Austin Public Libraries.
Oh, okay.
That was fun.
Cool. So out of all of those, which one was your favorite volunteering experience?
So the ones in Brooklyn were shocking. So I think they were the most, they made me grow the most, and I feel I made the biggest difference. But tutoring was so fun. I had 2 different students, one for each year, and my first student really struggled with math, and I would just try to make it fun. So we would play math games for an hour at a time, and it was just that was fun for me. I guess I like math, and I felt I was able to I think she started to kind of like math, because we would play our games, and it was a weekly thing, and so that was the most fun. But my experiences in Brooklyn were the most educating for me. And I felt I made the most difference.
So one fun, the other one more meaningful?
Yes, yes.
Gotcha. And so how do you plan to keep volunteering during medical school? Or do you think it'll be easy? Do you think it'll be hard? How do you feel about it?
So I would, since my volunteer experiences have been more like clearly not medically based, I would like to have more medical experiences volunteering. I think it'll be difficult though, but with how busy we are and how hard it'll be to like give up study time, but that's something that I do really want to prioritize and make sure I do. The school definitely seems like they're going to make it easy as far as giving us opportunities.
Okay.
So that'll be something that makes it more accessible.
Yeah, so how do you think the school can help you volunteer?
So just really like giving us like a calendar or something like these days you can do these things and giving us like the opportunity to pick which ones interest us or pick which ones fit our schedule. I just think the more opportunities they give us, the more we'll get to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And training us. Like, I know last year they, early on in the year, they were trained in like giving shots and immunizations.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that can just make it such a big difference in a community, and I think is a pretty simple training. So
Yeah.
the school providing us with the training would give us like a huge opportunity.
Yeah, that'll be really cool because then you can go into that also. So sounds fun.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks.